The Bible is my guide. I have a question for you. Where do you turn for advice? There are probably some obvious answers. Friends, maybe a parent, maybe an internet search. Questions in life are unavoidable. We all end up needing help and are wise to ask for it, but sometimes we're taking advice even when we don't realize it. The world's constant repetition of what we should believe and how we should live is hard to avoid. It creeps in when we aren't paying attention and we start to think things are common sense, not because they are, but because everyone else seems to believe it. I recently saw a study that found that 60% of the articles shared on social media haven't even been read by the people who shared them. That's the kind of advice we're constantly surrounded by. People just making it up. People acting confident, hoping no one catches on to how confused they are too. We take advice from people who don't know any more than we do. You can't be too careful about where you turn for advice because advice so often becomes the trajectory of your life. You become what you listen to. The Bible describes itself as a lamp to illuminate the path before you. The Bible is a guide, but it's not like some advice column in the newspaper or some 3 simple steps article online. It's not like your car's GPS shouting instructions at you. The Bible doesn't drop advice into your lap and wait to see what you do with it. It opens a door. It turns on a light. It reveals a path, and it calls you to follow Christ. It's more than advice. It is a wise and experienced guide. The Bible is your guide into an entirely new world, a new way of looking at the world. 3 of the Gospels tell a story of a rich young man who came to Jesus asking about how to ensure he would have eternal life. He was asking Jesus for advice. He had kept all the commandments and wanted Jesus' advice on what else he needed to do. Jesus told him to sell all of his possessions and follow him. The man left saddened and unwilling to do what Jesus had commanded. It wasn't the advice he wanted to hear. If you're looking for someone to tell you what you want to hear, there are plenty of places to turn. If you really want eternal life, if you really want a guide into a better world, it means turning from the advice of this world and learning to follow Christ through his word. If you really want to make Jesus your Lord, your life really needs to be built on his words, his teachings, and his firm foundation. The question is, where are you turning for advice? Who is your guide? And where are you going? The Bible is your guide.